Let's move on to the next gentleman. And I remember hearing his name over and over again during that combine situation, Mr. Clavon Chason. If you haven't liked us before, make sure you subscribe and click the bell to get notifications. Edge rusher, LSU, of course. I don't know which school had the most, but I think LSU was just about up there with Alabama in terms of the most draftees.
I believe LSU was number 1 and Alabama was number 2. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. All right.
Not surprising, and I'm sure Ohio State was up there somewhere too.
So Jacksonville got themselves a linebacker.
Yes. Well, linebacker, edge rusher, I'm not sure exactly what defense they run. The thing is, they're going to depend on him to get after the quarterback. And it's very important for every defensive line, obviously. And this guy was projected to go pretty high as far as edge rushers are concerned. I don't think he was the number 1 edge rusher projection-wise. But again, he had a top 20 combine workout grade. So we wanted to talk about him, and we valued him and thought that maybe he would be a first rounder, and at least a first rounder. And turns out he was. He went at number 20. There are a lot of good edge rushers this year. And when I say a lot, I don't mean a lot like the wide receiver group. That was crazy. That was crazy. There's teams that right now are trying to sign 11, 12, 13, 14 wide receivers to their teams before they start the cut down process because the position was so rich. That's crazy. But there was a good number of good edge rushers. I think he probably ended up right around where he should have.
Okay.
Most of these guys, if they get picked in the first round, then their combine numbers kind of correlate. You know what I'm saying? You're the top 20 combine grade. You're supposed to be a first round. It's 32 teams in the league. Some teams have multiple picks in the first round. If you're supposed to be a first rounder, then you're probably going to end up there with a top 20 combine grade. Couple of exceptions.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit later again about the Super Bowl odds as they're stacking up now, where everybody's coming in at. Let's take a look at C.J. Henderson, cornerback out of Florida, 6'1", 204. Came in with a grade of 672. Went in round 1, pick number 9 to the Jaguars.
C.J. Henderson.
Man, a 4.39, Benny.
4.39 is fast. That's real fast. Let me see, where are we at here? 12. Okay, we're not quite into the top 10 as far as our combine grades were concerned. But C.J. Henderson was definitely a top pick or a top projected cornerback or DB altogether. So his grade and where he got picked, I would say match up. In fact, he might have gone higher. I believe when I was watching the draft that I heard his name mentioned quite a bit in the really early picks during round 1. And some teams went in a different direction. But yeah, C.J. Henderson, 9th pick overall. I'll go with that. He's going to help Jacksonville. They're still reeling from having lost what's his name, Big Mouth over there in the corner.
Oh, Jacksonville. Yeah, he went to the Rams, right?
Rams, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Name's escaping me, but long story short, Jacksonville Jaguars. That's 2 defensive picks that they have here. Clavon Chason went to Jacksonville, edge rusher, and now C.J. Henderson.
Yeah,
cornerback. So they're stacking that defense a little bit.
they need to. That tells
No
you.
doubt about it.
I mean, they. You know what? The funny thing. Now, I don't want to get too far into that, but if you really start looking at the Jacksonville Jaguars, or if you happen to be a Jaguar fan out there somewhere, they really like Minshew. They traded Nick Foles. You know what I mean? They're kind of, I don't want to say content on offense, but they know where they need to work. They're not standing pat trying to tank out for another season or something. They're really going to try to improve. So I give them credit for that.